You just watched me play the Eurovision theme song on piano, right before my mom drove me to the John Glenn Columbus International Airport so that I could begin my trip. But first, a bit of backstory. A year ago, I went to the Eurovision Song Contest in person for the first time in Malmö, Sweden. I originally wanted to make a video about the trip, but the contest turned into an absolute train wreck of drama. And then it got worse. And then it got even worse. So, when I got home, I was too exhausted and burnt out to make a video. At first, I thought I wouldn't go to Eurovision 2025, but eventually, after I found out the contest would be held in Basel, which is a few hours by car away from my German grandma, I decided to go after all. In November 2024, I booked a flight to Zurich, then a flight back from Stuttgart. In March 2025, I bought a ticket to Semifinal 2 of Eurovision. Then in April, I found a place to stay across the border in France after my friend who I was originally going to stay with had to cancel his trip. I bought some flags of my favorite entries from a store in Columbus called the Flag Lady, and I had a few shirts ready as well. Now, going on this trip was a pretty special moment for me, because it was my first time traveling for more than just a weekend since May 2024, which was last Eurovision. The reason for this time gap is because I started a job that had no vacation days for the first year, which was torturous enough already. Then I got fired right before my anniversary. But by the time I got fired, I already had paid for my flights, so I wasn't losing anything by going.
So, my grand journey to Eurovision 2025 begins right now. I have just stepped into the airport. Yeah, the airport is kind of like... It doesn't feel too special to be here. It's like a recurring location that always feels a little comforting, and I'm gonna find the piano, and I'm gonna play some silly stuff. I don't feel like doing a whole song on the piano just yet, though. Shoot, where is that thing?
Okay, I'm gonna skip over all the flight stuff. I've flown to Europe plenty of times already, so these flights weren't anything new. Here's me arriving at the Zurich airport.
Welcome in Europa, blijf u doodga. Wrong country, this is Switzerland, not the Netherlands.
And here's me arriving at the train station in Basel.
Well, here I am in the Basel SBB train station. Is that the central station? I don't know. But it is the Eurovision 2025 host city!
The first time I go to an annual event I'm excited about, I think to myself, holy shit, is this real? And Eurovision 2024 was a perfect example. But the second time and beyond, I'm not quite so shocked, and instead I think, it's good to be back. Before I did anything else, I had to take the bus to my Airbnb across the border in Saint Louis, France, to drop off my suitcase and backpack. I'm not sure I had to do that right away, but given how strict Sweden was about bags last year, and that several Eurovision events this year also didn't allow bags, I decided to play it safe. Plus, I didn't want to drag my suitcase everywhere.
I swear this is true. The ticket machine just said, "Do you wish a receipt to me?" in English. That is so cute. My Deutsch ist nicht so gut. Tages Cardi TNW 7 Tage Erwa 2 Club. I think I nailed it. One from Zorbachladen to Schützenhaus, Brausebad, Biermannsgasse, Hegenheimer Straße und Borgfelder Platz will take me to line 3. And it better not fuck this up. I need to find the right direction of tram 3 to take me to the right place. You're in the right place. You're in the right place.
It was kind of nerve-wracking to navigate the Basel bus system without Wi-Fi, but I managed to keep my cool, and I used the maps for help. That said, I have a tip for people traveling to another country. Make sure that you have Wi-Fi calling turned on before you leave. This is especially crucial in Switzerland because almost all Wi-Fi networks in Basel made me enter a code sent to me by text, and I couldn't do that without Wi-Fi calling. I couldn't even turn on Wi-Fi calling until I went back to the US. I eventually decided on a workaround of asking other people for their phone numbers and using them to connect to Wi-Fi, and one fan in the Eurovision village was kind enough to do that for me. But that should really be a last resort.
Almost in France, as you can tell from the bus stops from like Place Mermoz. I think this is very, very close to the border. Now, what's interesting in the French areas near the border of Germany is that they kept all the German place names, like Mulhouse became Mulhouse, Strasbourg became Strasbourg, and stuff like that, you know? It's in contrast to like Poland, for instance, because when Poland got their areas back from Germany, they did not keep the German place names. They made everything Polish, but France kept everything German sounding, which is pretty crazy to me, if you ask me. Et maintenant, la France.
I eventually made it to the place I was staying at, and I dropped off my stuff. Then I took the bus back to Basel, and before I went to any events, I stopped to get a soda.
Now this right here, this is the good stuff. This is one of my favorite Euro drinks. It's so rich and sparkly and orangey. Better than those stupid orange sodas. I think this might be my favorite Euro drink of them all, honestly. It'd cost like $4 or so, 3.3 Swiss francs.
After drinking a nice, refreshing San Pellegrino, I went to the first event I was interested in attending, the Weblog's interview with Germany's contestants Abor and Tuna. They're one of the contestants I was most excited about because my mom is German, and thus that's what I call my country when I watch Eurovision. Usually Germany's entries are boring as hell, but this time they sent a song that I could actually be excited about. It's a catchy and bouncy dance song that is actually sung in German for the first time since 2007, and I really wanted it to do well. Last year, the Weeby Vlogs interviews took place on the roof of the Emporium Mall, which is next door to the Malmö Arena. This year, they took place at the House of Helvetia, which is further away from the arena and is normally used as the headquarters of an insurance company. This is where I met the first friend that I planned to see in Basel, a guy named Alexei who I knew on the internet since 2016, but had never met in person before. I didn't even know he was a Euro fan until a few months before the trip. When we met up, the first thing we did was recite one of our favorite memes.
You know the number between my buttocks. Do you know what it is? It's my credit score, and it happens to be 720. The higher my credit score, the better chance I have at saving a lot of money.
If you ever go to Eurovision and have nothing to do on a particular day, I suggest you attend the Weeby Vlogs interviews. If you like taking photos with contestants, this is the easiest way to do so. And plus, if you attend enough of these interviews, you'll start encountering the same people and might even make friends with them. You'll start going, "Hey dude, I remember you from yesterday," and next thing you know, you have a new buddy. The only problem is, the Weeby Vlogs interviews run dry starting the day before the final, because the contestants are busy rehearsing, but I'll get to that later. The House of Helvetia became one of my favorite locations to revisit during the trip, not just because of the interviews, but also because I could access the Wi-Fi network without needing an SMS code. The network offered a WhatsApp message code as an alternative. I attended 3 interviews on Monday. First was Abor and Tina representing Germany, who drew in a big crowd, both from Germany and from other countries. That gave me a lot of hope that they'd get a decent televote result, because to do well with Eurovision voters, your song needs to appeal to viewers outside your country, not just those in your own, which is a problem that Spain tends to run into. And you don't need to sing in English to win the hearts of Europe. Cha-cha-cha in Finnish proved that 2 years ago, and all the native language bangers since then have shown the song's legacy. Anyway, Abor and Tuna talked about the story behind the song and dissected some of the German lyrics, then the fans got in line for group photos with them. The queue was big enough that we actually needed to do group photos, which was the case for most, but not all contestants. I told the 2 of them in German that I was rooting for them, Tuna thanked me, and then we had the photo taken. Next up was the Maltese contestant Mirjana Conte, and oh my god, her interview was hilarious.
And in the first rehearsal, you had a red wig.
Yeah.
In the second rehearsal, you had no wig.
Yeah.
What will we see in the semifinal?
Yeah.
Still deciding.
Yeah.
Not serving an answer.
Yeah.
The full interview is on YouTube, and I highly recommend watching it. Her song was called Can't, but was renamed to Serving for Eurovision. I was expecting myself to hate the song, but it turns out it's the kind of song that I can laugh with. Unfortunately, I didn't get a picture with her, but I did with the next contestant, Claudia from Greece. She was very sweet in her interview and humbled by all the support she has received, including from other Greek Eurovision contestants. She even got some support from Nana Mouskouri, who went to Eurovision before Greece was even a part of the contest. Claudia drew a modest crowd, so I wasn't sure if she would end up qualifying, but 3 days later, I was very glad that she did. After the interviews, I explored the city with Alexei a little bit. Here are a few photos that I took from the Basel City Hall. And here's a nice little view of the Rhine River from a bridge. I would go there again on Friday. And after that, I stopped by the Eurovision Village for the first time. Unusually, the village this year was held indoors in a building called the Messekvartier Basel. I didn't do much there the first day, but I would return there tomorrow to watch Semifinal 1.
Day 1 of my Eurovision 2025 trip is drawing to a close. Well, not exactly, because there's still a decent amount of time today left. It's like 7 p.m. or so. And I just split up with my friend Alexei, who I met with the first day. And I'm doing my own thing for the rest of the trip. Ooh, here's a German flag. Someone must be patriotic about Abo and Tuna. I fucking love how much hype their entry is getting this year. It makes me feel so proud. It's like I saw in the arena how happy and stoked the German fans were about their own country's entry. That enthusiasm, it has definitely spread to other countries. It isn't just them. At least I damn well hope so. Like, the code last year, the enthusiasm mainly came from the Swiss, but I think it was their stokedness about the entry that actually did manage to spread to other countries. And you know, the code won the contest, and that's why we're here now. And then you could say the same about Europapa, where it was the Dutch most of all who were stoked about their entry. Except bullshit happened. But yeah, we're trying to move past that. So I take tram number 2 to... Shit, I already forgot. So the destination for tram number 2, as you, future Cedric, can see here, is Bankverein, which should not be too far away because it's like Messeplatz, Wettsteinplatz, Wettstein. Oh, that matches with Whetstone, which is the name of a library in Columbus. Kunstmuseum, Bankverein. So yeah, I need to keep an eye out for Bankverein. Then I hop to tram number 3. So that I can be in the safe comfort of this house, away from all this fucking rain. Then tomorrow I won't be a wimp and won't go home so early. But yeah, this has been fun, and this has been like relaxing and therapeutic. It's been relaxing so far this trip. I don't feel tense. I feel like I can do the things that I want to and just chill out and enjoy what I'm being offered.
On the way home, I saw a tram playing Bara Bara Bastu by Kai, which is the song that I wanted to win this year. I was so jealous and I wanted to be inside. I don't have a video of the tram, but I do have footage of me talking about it with some French dude, so enjoy this show off of my French skills.
I mean, there's others that I want to win that don't have a realistic chance in it. What? Oh. Je veux que Bara Bara Bastu gagne le concours.
Moi, c'est la France.
Je comprends.
And then I went to bed. I slept for about 13 hours straight last night, which was very unusual for me. Must be the jet lag, I suppose, but even then, on most days leading up to Eurovision, I woke up early and couldn't go back to sleep because I couldn't stop thinking about the contest.
Is day 2 of my Eurovision 2025 trip. I am walking on the way through Saint Louis, France. on the way to my bus stop, which is in turn on the way to Basel. And there I will probably stop in the Helvetia house again to see like interviews and stuff with contestants, which should be pretty fun. And I am wearing this killer shirt, which my mom got me. A shirt with the covers of all the Eurovision winners up to 2024 with the code, as you can see right here, hopefully. I don't know if you can see it. It's down there. So yeah, and I will stop at the Airbnb later today to pick up my code and recharge my stuff if needed, and maybe even recharge myself, I don't know. But yeah, I am on my way, or as they say in Finland, ich komme. Here it is, here it comes, tram number 3. Or is it mine? Yes, it is. But it's on this side.
May 13th was the day of Semifinal 1, but that didn't begin until 9 p.m., so I had most of the day to do what I wanted. Before I did anything else, I made a predictions list of who I thought would qualify from Semifinal 1 and who wouldn't. If you want to read my list, feel free to pause the video. After writing my list, I took the bus to Basel to attend more WeWeBlogs interviews. First was an interview with Adam Pavlovchin, aka Adonis, representing Czechia with the song Kiss Kiss Goodbye. He's a big Euro fan himself and hoped that he could reach the grand final and make Eurovision more popular in the Czech Republic, as well as in his home country of Slovakia.
Why is Eurovision so unpopular in Czechia and in Slovakia? And do you have the impression that it changes slightly?
I'm asking the same question. Such a wonderful thing. How is it not popular?
I can see why he didn't qualify, because his song didn't have a strong target audience, unlike, for example, Latvia, which is perfect for fans of Eastern European folk music, or Denmark, which is great for Eurodance lovers. But knowing his interview, I felt sad for him that he didn't make it. And here's my picture with him. After that came Sissel from Denmark, who had another one of the funniest interviews.
I love people's outfits today. What is this shirt? It's
a shirt with all of the winners in Eurovision history.
Yeah.
My mom got it for my birthday. Hi, Mom, if you're hearing this. Anyway,
Hi, son.
What? All right, so my question is, you mentioned you like some Eurovision entries that didn't qualify. So out of all the Eurovision entries that did not qualify to the final, which one is your favorite?
One of my favorite non-qualifying songs is Iceland with her song is called Power, Dilja. She was insane. Her song is amazing and her vocals were insane, and I was like, how did that not qualify? And that's what I'm trying to tell myself, like, you know what, I'll be fine. Like, she didn't qualify and she's amazing, like, literally. So that is definitely the most, like, one of the songs that I've listened the most to.
She just has this strong charismatic attitude about her, and it's no wonder she became friends with all the other contestants. I love her song and I hope that she would qualify, but I'll discuss this further when I reach semifinal 2. She did not do photos with individual fans, but instead did a group picture with the entire audience. And holy shit, what a fantastic photo this is. I'm even in it. The last interview I attended on Tuesday was with Gojo from Australia, and there I was surrounded by a huge crowd of Australian fans. If you ever go to Eurovision, you better prepare yourself for meeting some Australians because they're everywhere. Australian Eurofans must have nerves of steel because I can barely survive my 8 to 10 hour flight from the US to Europe, and they have to go on a flight that's twice as long. But they do it, and then they cheer for their representative as loudly as they can. It was actually an Australian friend of mine who got me into Eurovision, but he's never been to the contest. I told that fact to Gojo when I took a picture with him, and he said, "That's insane, dude." He is such a friendly and fun-loving guy. I went back to the place I was staying at to recharge my devices, as well as myself, and picked up some food across the French border. I needed a place to watch Semifinal 1 live, since that was the only show that I didn't have a ticket for, and I decided to watch it in the Eurovision Village with Alexei and a friend of his named Svetlana. Now, what's annoying is, last year the Eurovision Village announced last minute that they wouldn't be broadcasting the semifinals. I don't know why that is, but I suspect it relates to last year's protests against Israel participating, which, if true, is pretty sad. I have some thoughts on the debate over Israel participating, but I want this to be a positive video, so I'll hold off on this topic until the end. Thankfully, the Village this year broadcast all 3 shows as it should be.
Oh! It's happening!
I'm a tiny bit miffed we didn't hear to begin the show, but regardless, once I saw the opening act that pretty much screamed, "Hey bitches, we're in Switzerland now," and the hosts making their usual quips, I thought to myself, we are so back. Then the brothers from Iceland performed their ultra hectic song to start, and me and the other 2 scrambled to join the standing audience. It felt like I was in a movie theater watching the zaniest, most European movie that you could imagine. I hadn't heard most of the songs in full before starting the show, but I did hear snippets of all of them in a compilation, so that's what I used to make my predictions.
Bara lastig! Klockan slår, då är det dags. Albert Schindler försvinner strax. Bästa body från kropp och själ. 4 väggar i tävlingen.
After the final song, Shh by Theo Evan, finished, Alexei set up a Wi-Fi hotspot so that I could vote. I gave 5 votes each to Vibe from Iceland, Red Sebastian from Belgium, Gabri Ponte representing San Marino, and Shkodra Elektronike from Albania. After a few silly interval acts came my favorite part of Eurovision week, the qualifier reveals. It is just so exhilarating to watch who makes it to the final and who doesn't, and I'm actually more excited each year for the qualifiers than I am for the grand final results. I filmed my reaction to the qualifiers live, and I hope you're prepared for a lot of screaming.
You've all been waiting for. We are about to announce something that will make 10 countries happy and will disappoint the remaining 5. That is Albania. And now, let's reveal the 10 finalists from today's song. We have news for you at home. We want you to feel the same suspense as the contestants. That is why I focus on 3 countries at a time. One will qualify, while the other 2 remain in the contest until the very end of the voting period. So at this point, nobody gets the eliminated. Are you ready? Here we go!
Ooh.
We are the first 3 countries. Norway, Estonia, and Iceland. The first country going through to the grand final is Norway!
Oh! Good job, Mr. Kyle. Good job, Kyle. Well, he doesn't like it very much, but I wanted it really. Not a big surprise, honestly.
Everything is still fine. We will get back to you. Let's move on. The second finalist is
Yes! Not a big surprise, but hell fucking yes!
Let's have a look at
No surprise at all. This is not at all surprising. Busted. Safety bara you. Oh, whoa. Oh! Ooh, this is an interesting one. Yes! Oh my god, yes! Oh fucking yes! I'm so glad they made it! Hello! They qualified! Iceland qualified! Hell fucking yes! Okay. Yes! Not a big surprise, but good job, Netherlands. See you in the final again, Mr. Claude. Say la 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 dee. We say la 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 la. Not a big surprise. Good job, Justina! Good job! Let's fucking go! Yeah, that seems about right. Really? Yes! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia. I don't like the song as much as the crowd does, but this is not a surprise, I guess. Oh, Jesus. Not a surprise, but I fucking hate this song, honestly, sorry. It needs to be Belgium and Ukraine. What? Oh my fucking god! What? Don't tell me Ukraine isn't. That is a fucking surprise.
Oh my god! Slovenia.
Oh my god! Really? Oh, that is quite a surprise. Not a fan of the song, but good for them. I didn't think they would make it. That means Belgium or Ukraine isn't making it. Either Belgium or Ukraine isn't making it. Holy fuck! That's a surprise.
Which country will be the last to qualify? 6 countries are still waiting to hear if they made it. These countries are Slovenia,
I think it'll be Belgium. Oh my god, poor Ukraine if they're not qualifying. This is a fucking intense final moment. I want it to be Belgium. I think it'll probably be Belgium, but we will see. Oh! So the qualifier, Belgium didn't qualify? What was wrong with the song? What was wrong with Strobe Lights, honestly? I mean, Erica told me in text that it might be that it was weak vocally. I didn't hear it, but that's strange. That's a surprise, but good for Ukraine. Good job, Ukraine, for keeping your streak at least, but this was quite a surprising sequence. Like, Belgium didn't qualify. That is a surprise.
Let's keep it 3 votes, yes!
That is a surprise.
I genuinely was not expecting the brothers from Iceland to qualify, but I'm very happy that they did. Throw Up by Vibe is super infectious, and it's the kind of hectic shit that I love listening to on repeat. And they got 8 points from the rest of the world, which means that my votes counted. Can we talk about Poland for a second too? For once, they managed to send a song that the Polish fans are actually proud of. I know this because I have a Polish friend who usually complains about her country's entries every year, but was really proud of their entry this year. Gaia by Justyna Steczkowska took a while to grow on me, but now every time I listen to it, I find something new to like about it. Now the biggest shock of the night was without a doubt that Belgium didn't qualify. Well, okay, Ukraine sent a really good song that deserved to qualify, and good on them for qualifying every single time they participated. But Strobe Lights from Belgium seemed like a much bigger fan favorite, so pretty much everyone was shocked that it didn't get through. It's an absolutely fabulous dance song with a pumping beat and a huge vocal range. The song feels like it was designed specifically for me to love, which I do. I just don't get why it got so few votes, but I'll discuss this further when I get to Red Sebastian's interview. So in the end, I got 8 out of 10 qualifiers right. A pretty good score, but note that the lowest possible was 5 out of 10. After the show ended, a handful of other Eurovision songs played as I discussed the results with my 2 friends. I did have to go back home eventually, so we left the building as Chains on You started playing because I absolutely hate that song. Then we split up and I took the bus back to my place, which turned out to be possibly the most fun bus ride I've ever done in my life. It started when I chatted with 2 British fans about the results, then a Dutch girl and her dad joined in, and we had a long chat for the entire bus ride, which was about 30 minutes in total. We also discussed some of the, incidents in Eurovision 2024, and it felt good to get those thoughts off my chest. It turned out the Dutch girl voted for all 4 of the same songs I did, and chose not to vote for Sweden the same reason that I did, which is a crazy coincidence. I also heard a few Belgian fans on the bus discussing the results. They were speaking Dutch so I couldn't understand them, but I could hear in their voices that they were pissed. I made it back to my place and then stayed up for another hour or 2 discussing the results online. See, that's a nice thing about watching Eurovision in the US. The semifinals end around 5 PM and the final ends around 7 PM. So I don't stay up absurdly late discussing the results. But when I go to the contest in person, I stay up extremely late. After last night's 13 hours of sleep, this night I slept for only about 5 hours, which is more typical for Eurovision week. Cause who needs sleep when you go to Eurovision, am I right?
I want to point out something cool and a little nerdy that I noticed a few days ago. See the flags all over this building? Whoever put these flags on actually did the research and made sure to include only the countries that are participating this year. See, you have, I think that's Slovenia and Iceland, that's San Marino, Belgium, and so on and so on. There's Australia, which is how you know they didn't just put up European flags, and Israel, which also isn't in Europe. They have all the competing countries, none that aren't competing, except they included Moldova. which dropped out of the contest. So I assume they must have bought this series of flags like early on in the lead up to the contest before Moldova quit. By the way, we miss you, Moldova. The restaurant, on the other hand, sadly did not do their research. It has a lot of flags of countries that aren't participating in the contest, like Turkey or Wales or even Russia, surprisingly.
After admiring the flags, I went once more to the House of Helvetia for some interviews. A tip for fans who attend the Wee Blogs interviews: arrive early so that you can get a good seat. Then bring something to leave on the seat, like a coat or a piece of Eurovision merch, so that someone else doesn't take yours. Another tip for fans going to Eurovision: don't be afraid to show others your nerdy lists, like your predictions for who will qualify or your ranking of the entire contest. They'll be all like, whoa, cool, and you'll have a nice conversation with them. I did just that with a few fans on the line to the Wednesday interviews. I remember a Slovenian girl who was heartbroken that her country didn't qualify, but then she went on a little rant about how their national final had much better options. I have to agree with her because I find how much time do we have left boring as hell. Sorry, Clemen. The first interview I attended was with Prince from Serbia, who would compete the next day with the romantic ballad, Mila. His entry wasn't all that popular, but I personally wish that he could have qualified. I think he didn't qualify because we've heard these types of songs from the Balkans countless times already, and his didn't bring much new to the table. Still, he came off as a friendly, multi-talented guy, and I got a nice little picture with him. Then came an interview with the home team contestant, Zoe May from Switzerland, with Voyage. She is just such a wholesome and kind-hearted person, and it shows through her song.
For people who don't know, what is the story of the song?
The story of the song is that it's all about spreading kindness. I sing in the song that flowers are more beautiful if we water them instead of cutting them, because I think for me people are just like flowers. So if we treat each other in a kind way, we can all become the most beautiful flower and thrive. So that's the main idea. And then the song is called Voyage, which means journey, because that's my way of seeing the world, and I invite the whole world to join me on this journey where in the end maybe they see that it's nice to be kind to others.
She also performed Voyage live on the piano, which you can find on the Wee Wee Blogs YouTube channel. That was pretty awesome. And here's my picture with her. After Zoe May, an interview with Red Sebastian from Belgium had been scheduled, probably because most people expected him to qualify. Since he didn't qualify, some people thought he was going to cancel the interview, but he did it after all. And I think the fans did a good job cheering him up.
I just want to start with a question for the audience. Who thinks Belgium should be in the final?
You're gonna make me cry already. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up. This really means a lot to me. It was my birthday. It was the best birthday gift ever to be on that stage. You know, it was, thank you. Yeah.
Should we sing happy birthday? 3,
I would love that.
2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Red Sebastian. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
He is also a very, very friendly guy, and he was truly grateful for all the support from fans. I got a picture with him and told him that I voted for him and wanted him to qualify, and he thanked me and said that means a lot. Here are some random pictures from after the interviews. A little slice of cake I got for free, a pizza that I think cost 7 Swiss francs. I also saw a truck with labels and imperial units, which reminded me of dear sweet America, where all the measurement units are logical and make perfect sense. Actually, it's embarrassing that the US is stuck in the past and hasn't switched to metric units. Here's 2 guys playing Alphorns outside the House of Helvetia, where I got myself a nice little ice cream.
this lovely little Eurovision flag collection earlier today, or at least a similar flag collection. I don't think it was the same one. This one has something cool. It has a pair of Dutch flags on top. I'm guessing there's some Dutch people living here who are very proud of this country's entry. On this one up on the left, you can see a flag behind it labeled C'est la vie. But it looks like the Dutch people have an entry that they're proud of.
Then I went to the Eurovision village where I saw Alexei again and met up with someone who I also had met in Malmö last year, a guy named Frank who runs the YouTube channel Eurovision Gold, or Old now.
On the way to a karaoke night at the Cucaracha bar. Hopefully we didn't already pass it. I'm on my way with this guy. Say hi. Hello. Well, that's Eurovision Gold.
Oh my god, that's a weird name.
Yeah. Yeah, and I met him last year already, and we're meeting again here.
We went to a bar that was hosting a karaoke night, but it wasn't active at all when I came. Still, I took the opportunity to sing my winner of Eurovision 2024.
Europa, Europa, welkom in Europa, blijf in dood Europa, Europa, bezoek mijn friends in France, of neem de benen naar Wenen. Ik wil weg uit Nederland, maar mijn paspoort is verdwenen. Gelukkig geen visum nodig om bij je te zijn. Dus neem de bus naar Basel, de trein naar Berlijn. Heb geen geld voor Parijs, dus wat droge fantasie. Heb je een eurotje please, zet versier alsjeblieft. Ik ben het alles kwijt, behalve de tijd. Elke dag op reis, want de wereld is voorbij. Welkom in Europa, nee dit wil ik doodgaan. Europa, Europa, welkom in Europa, nee dit wil ik doodgaan. Europa, 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 hey! Europa, Europa. Ich bin in Deutschland, aber ich bin so allein. Io sono in Italia, maar toch doet het pijn. Ben aan het vluchten van mezelf, roep de hele dag om help. Ja, ik geef als mensen geld, maar er is niemand die me helpt. En NASCAR, jongens, vroeg ik de sterren chef. Vroeg ik maar ja, no, weet niet eens of wat dat is. Zet de radio aan, ik was voor mijn papa goed. Ik zal niet stoppen tot ze zeggen ja, dat doet hij goed, hè. Welkom in Europa, blijf niet dood, ik doodga. Europa, Europa, welkom in Europa, blijf niet dood, ik doodga. Europa, 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 hey! Europa, hey, welkom in Europa, jongens!
Or is it fine now? Okay.
No. I don't actually speak Dutch. I did my best, I think.
You did very well.
Thank you.
Something funny is, in the US, Mexican restaurants play actual Mexican music, but if this restaurant is anything to go by, in Europe they instead play a bunch of Pitbull songs and Despacito.
Today is the day between Semifinal 1 and Semifinal 2, and it's almost over. Today was like a relaxing day. Was a little bored at times, but I had a pretty good time overall, meeting a bunch of random fans and stuff. But tomorrow is the bloodbath. Spoiler alert, I will be giving most of my votes to Latvia song because I really, 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 really want them to qualify. It would break my heart if Latvia doesn't qualify already, but it would doubly break my heart if some piece of crap song, there are a few in semifinal 2, qualifies over Latvia. So I will play my part to not let that happen, and I know that at least a few friends of mine will be doing the same. Go Latvia. Never, 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 never manis ispostit. Never, never, never manis ispostit. I'm worried because that song hasn't been seeing that much hype among fans, at least the ones I visited here, but Iceland hasn't seen that much hype among them either, and they managed to qualify, which is fucking awesome because they deserved it. Stop me. Oh. I'm slowly learning the lyrics to that one.
And now comes Thursday, the day of semifinal 2, where I had a ticket to the arena. When I woke up, something felt strange in my throat. I soon realized that I had a fever of some sort, which is annoying to catch on a trip because time slows down when you're traveling, and thus I knew I would feel as if this sickness would never end. But when you get sick on a trip, you just need to live with it and adjust your plans as needed. For me, that meant buying a face mask and staying at my house a little more often, as well as skipping out on pictures with contestants. But before I went, I had to make another list of qualifier predictions. The second semifinal I found really tough to predict. Even some predictions that I thought were safe bets, I got wrong in the end. I actually listened to all of Thursday's competing entries in full that morning, so I'd know for sure which ones to vote for, because I knew it was unlikely that I could connect to the internet and vote while in the arena. My votes looked more one-sided than on Tuesday. 2 for Greece, 3 for Montenegro, and the remaining 15 for Latvia. Why 15 votes for just one song? Because I love it to bits and was scared it wouldn't qualify. I have a really cool story to tell related to Latvia's song from the arena, but if you've read my review of Eurovision 2025, which is on my blog, you'll already know this story.
So now I'm on my way to Basel for the day of semifinal 2 of Eurovision. I gave my votes, which were 15 to Latvia because I'm biased as hell, 3 to Montenegro because I want them to qualify. Damn it, this song is gorgeous. And 2 to Greece, which is also a gorgeous song. And I'm feeling a little bit sick this morning. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, so I'm spending a little less time in the city than I otherwise would. I'll be in the interviews for like 4 hours or so, then I'll be in the line to the arena, and in the arena, but between those hours, like maybe 4 to 7 p.m. or something like that, I'll be taking a bit of rest. Also, check out my sick-ass shirt. Welcome in Europa. I know it's a year out of date, and I don't care. I will wear this thing to the arena. And you know what else I got that I will bring to this arena? This bad boy. It's Ohio, bitches.
When I went to Basel, the first thing I did was stop at a pharmacy to buy a face mask. The pharmacist spoke German with a Swiss accent so thick that I only half understood what she was saying, but I understood the price as 60 cents, 60 Rappen in Swiss German. For the most part, I had no trouble communicating with Swiss people in German, unless their accent was really thick, and even then, I tried my best to understand them. After getting the mask, I made it to the House of Helvetia to attend 4 interviews. By this point, I knew quite a lot of faces of those who attended the interviews, and even some of their names. The first interview was with Melody from Spain, who would compete in the final with Esa Diva. I feel like her song is a classic example of the Spanish fans absolutely loving their entry, while the rest of Europe, the ones who can actually vote for Spain, don't really care for it. I'm not a big fan of the song myself. I don't dislike it, but there's nothing about it that grips me. Still, I could tell the fans who could speak Spanish loved her and her sense of humor. Her interview was done mostly in Spanish with the help of an interpreter into English, but I think a lot of her humor was lost in translation. Second came the Ukrainian contestants, a band named Ziferblatt. As I said earlier, they were announced as the last qualifier on Tuesday, so the guys thought for sure that they wouldn't qualify in the end. But they did after all, and you know what? As much as I wish Belgium had qualified, Ukraine had a really good song as well. It plays around with major and minor key a lot and has a lot of unusual chords, so it's a perfect song for music theory nerds like me. Ziferblatt themselves are just as obsessed with Eurovision as the fans in their audience. I know this because I asked a question about which Eurovision artists inspired them, and they spent 4 minutes listing their favorites.
We can talk about this all the time. Euro is my favorite one. Euro, give me chance to refinance. They stuck in the semi-final, but the song is great.
Yeah, like he said, I don't need a high position in this competition.
Yes. But the song was
always
great.
Be cool like a swimming pool.
Yeah.
And third came an interview with Theo Evan from Cyprus, who was clearly bummed out that he didn't qualify to the final. I can understand why his song Shh didn't qualify, because in his performance, he didn't really connect to the audience and just came off as some random dude performing gym stunts. But I actually quite like his song. It's fun to listen to and a good song to turn off my brain to. And after that came the big guys, Kai representing Sweden with Bara Bara Bastu.
Waiting for the interview with Kai from Sweden. Well, they're technically from Finland, but Bastubröder. I love that shirt. Oh my god. Look at this fucking crowd. This is what Sweden has accomplished this year. They haven't even won the contest yet. I don't know if they will, but it's looking pretty likely. At least I think they'll win the... Holy fuck, that's a huge crowd. Holy fuck. Jesus. I hope that Bara Bara Bastu is next. Nope, it's popular.
The last time Sweden sang in Swedish for Eurovision was in 1998 with Kärleken är by Jill Johnson, which was the last year where Eurovision had a language rule. Since then, Sweden became so obsessed with sending polished pop songs in English that it seemed impossible that they'd send a fun song to the contest again, let alone one in their own language. But in 2025, that is exactly what happened.
And is anyone from Sweden? Well, there are 3 people representing Sweden. They are outside. They are 10!
And the Swedish fans are incredibly proud of their song. I saw several of them wearing shirts themed upon the song, which is how you know their level of pride. I talked to a Swedish lady seated next to me wearing such a shirt, who said she had been to Eurovision a total of 15 times, the first of which was 2000 in Stockholm. She also told me that the weather in Malmö 2013 was really warm, which was so strange to me because it was nightmarishly cold when I went there in 2024. I also met an Austrian woman who became a huge fan of Kai thanks to Eurovision and knows their discography like the back of her hand. It seemed to me like Kai were clearly the biggest fan favorites this year, so something strange must have happened in the grand final voting. But that's a rant for later in this video. For now, just know that in my heart, they're the real winner of Eurovision 2025. Sadly, the Wee Wee Blogs YouTube channel forgot to upload their House of Helvetia interview, and they haven't responded to comments asking where it is. Alexei was with me throughout all these interviews, so after the Kai interview, I went outside the House of Helvetia to interview him.
Oh, Alex, how are you enjoying Eurovision in Basel this year?
Oh, I absolutely love it. This is the first time I came to the host city of Eurovision, go to see the whole event unfold live, and also go to a couple of, not live, but still rehearsals of the main shows. It's absolutely great. I have seen already quite a bunch of artists here at the Waiting House, taken pictures of them, asked some questions even on Q&A sessions, so I'm absolutely loving it.
Thank you. And what is your favorite song this year?
Well, come on. I think this badges should say, though.
Mine as well. And last question, who do you think is going to win?
Well, the most educated guess at the point is Sweden, but honestly, I'm expecting some kind of upset, so maybe it's France to lose this year.
Yeah, honestly, I think I agree with that as well. You never know what'll happen. Not a predictable year.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Thank you. I'm in St. Louis, France again. On my way to make a little pit stop at the Airbnb I was staying within to recharge a little bit, maybe get a tiny bit of rest, and have some snacks before I head to the St. Jakobshalle for the second semifinal of the Eurovision Song Contest 2025.
After the pit stop, now we have the fun part of the video, my journey to the St. Jakobshalle to watch Semifinal 2 live. Now my story of getting tickets is a little complicated. Tickets to the show first opened on January 30th, 2025, and I had to get up at 5 in the morning to get a ticket, but the website thought I was a spam bot. Later that day, I confirmed with them that I wasn't a spam bot, and I got a second chance at tickets on March 27th. That was 10 days after I got fired, so I decided to get just one ticket to the Semifinal 2 live show because that's where Germany was performing. It cost 260 Swiss francs, which was about 280 euros or 290 US dollars. Now you might be asking, why didn't you get a ticket to a rehearsal show? Aren't those a lot cheaper? Yes, they're cheaper, but last year I attended a rehearsal for Semifinal 1 and a live show for Semifinal 2, and I found the live show a lot more fun. At a live show, I can see the results in real time and share the excitement with the rest of the crowd. And plus, if I attend a rehearsal, I'll have to watch the live show later anyway, or at least the part where I see the results. When I was on the bus from St. Louis to the St. Jakobshalle, I had a chat with 2 Australian fans who were also staying across the border in France and took like 5 different flights to get to Basel, and they had a ticket to Semifinal 2 like me. We chatted away about Eurovision through the entire bus ride, then we split up when we made it to the arena.
Now, to the semi-final 2 of Eurovision.
You need to work out which ticket you've got now, where you go now. We're going this way for standing.
C2, so the sitting seat.
Yeah.
So how do we know which is which?
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge.
Alright, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, good luck.
So the standing are these way, or the standing tickets are this way.
Yeah, that's us, yeah.
Okay, the sitting tickets are that way then? Alright, thank you, I will, and go Gojo!
I got in line and had the people behind me take a photo with my German flag. And with my flag of Ohio. I'm lucky that my state has an actual flag and not one of these things. Side note, if I put aside bias towards my own state, my favorite US state flag is actually Arizona. My intention was to wave the flag of Ohio at the start of the show so that my family members could see me on TV, but I was seated too high up for them to notice. Maybe in a later year I'll be able to see myself when rewatching the Eurovision broadcast, but no matter how hard I looked, I couldn't find myself this year or last year, but I was there. Now for the story related to Latvia's song, the one that I gave so many votes. In the hallways of the arena, I was looking for anyone else who was a fan of the song so I could tell them how much I'm rooting for it, and eventually I encountered 2 people wearing Burman Laimi shirts, signed by all the Tautumeitas themselves. It turns out they were the parents of one of the singers. They didn't speak very much English, and I don't speak a word of Latvian, so there was sort of a language barrier between us, but they could tell I was a major fan of their Eurovision song, and of Tautumeitas as a whole. Later, I found they were part of a whole crew of audience members wearing shirts like this, and I think all of them were families of the Latvian singers. They were sitting a little bit to the right of me in the arena, so I got to see them cheer on the song.
Holy shit, holy fuck, I'm really here! And it looks beautiful. Here is it from my perspective. Holy shit. That must be the green room over there. And now I'm getting through a huge crowd of fans to find my seat again. Please appreciate all the flags and shirts and stuff coming your way. Oh, fuck! Oh, these stairs are steep! Oh my god. Excuse me.
In the arena, I was seated in front of a pair of British fans who were absolutely stoked to attend the contest and sang along with all the songs. One of them took this picture of me that I showed earlier, and this one. I'd like to talk a bit about the differences between the Malmö arena and the St. Jakobshalle. As I saw last year, the Malmö arena is densely packed with seats. 2 layers of them are surrounding the stage from almost every angle. This means that your view of the stage will change drastically depending on what seat you get. I know this because last year I had a much better view of the stage in Semifinal 2 than I did during the Semifinal 1 rehearsal. In the St. Jakobshalle, the seat layout is simpler. It's just 2 grids of seats surrounding the stage on the left and right. This means that you'll have about the same view of the stage no matter which seat you get, unless you're lucky enough to buy a standing seat. During the countdown leading up to the show, I heard some old Eurovision classics, like this one. A few from the 2000s, like my favorite Eurovision song of all time. And some recent hits.
Cha, 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 ey! Indietri sta contatto tua pistatico. Cha, 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 ey!
The hosts for Thursday also had a few words to say leading up to the show. I remember Hazel Brugger going off about how nudity is in fact family friendly because it's required to make a family, and Sandra Stura saying that she's going to miss hosting Eurovision when this is all finished. And then came the countdown.
14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0!
It's actually not 30 seconds before we start.
Three, two, one, here we go.
Soon we will find who will be the best in the Eurovision. And soon we will find who will be the best in the Eurovision Song Contest.
I had already heard all the Eurovision songs to be performed in the arena on Thursday, except for 2 of the big 5, What the Hell Just Happened from the UK and Maman from France. But even if you hear all the songs in advance, it still amazes me how much the Eurovision arena can bring a song to life, or even make me start liking a song that I originally didn't care for. I'll discuss an example of that shortly. For now, here's my reaction when Germany's song was about to start.
Oh my god, Germany is next! Oh my god, I'm so excited! Ich freue mich so sehr auf Deutschland. Ich freue mich so sehr auf Habbo und Tina. Mach Deutschland stolz. Mach Europa stolz.
After the competing songs, there were a few other surprises in the show. I loved the interval act where 4 contestants from Eurovision 2020, which was cancelled due to COVID-19, performed their entries live with full staging. It felt like a little glimpse into a timeline where COVID never happened. Okay, now here is my reaction to the qualifier reveals.
Time for qualifiers! Oh my god!
Eurovision Song Contest 2025 adventure ending in the next 5 minutes. So many questions. And now, it's time for answers.
Oh my god!
Votes from the audience around the world have been checked and verified backstage. And we can tell you at this point, everything went according to plan. We have a valid final result. That means we are good to go!
I am nervous.
So, let's find out who are the 10 finalists from today's second semi-final. We will reveal them in no particular order. And tonight, we want to add some suspense for you. That's why we will show 3 countries.
Oh right, they're doing the new system.
Only one will qualify right
right away, while the other two remain in
My
the
heart
race
is pounding.
until the end of the voting ravine. So nobody will be going home just yet. Are you ready?
Yes!
Here we go. We are looking at Luxembourg, Australia, and Lithuania.
Okay.
The first country to qualify for the grand final is Lithuania!
Whoa! Good job, Lithuania! Beautiful song! Not a big surprise, but congrats, Lithuania!
Congratulations, Lithuania, Luxembourg, and Australia. We will get back to you. Now, looking at the next three.
Ooh, could it be Montenegro?
Czechia.
I doubt it, but I hope so. It would be beautiful if it's so.
The second finalist is Israel.
Okay, not a big surprise that they qualified. Congrats to Yuval.
Keep in mind, no one gets eliminated until the very end. Let's have a look at the next three countries. Armenia, Serbia, and
Ooh, I hope Serbia makes it. This song is actually beautiful.
the third country to make it is Armenia.
Oh, really? Well, good job, Mr. Park. I didn't expect that, but he gave a great performance, so yeah, I think he deserved it. Latvia's probably not gonna make it, damn it.
Congratulations. Now, Denmark.
Latvia! Please!
Also performing again on Saturday is Denmark.
Oh, well, good job, Denmark! Your NQ streak has been broken! Welcome back to the final, Denmark! Congrats to Sissel! Oh my god, she looks so amazed, but well deserved. Excellent singer, great performer.
And we are the ones ready to confuse this is the best job in the world. I think so too. Let's have a look at Malta, Austria, and Greece.
Ooh, Austria would be so obvious. It's probably gonna be Austria.
Austria!
Yes, that is not even remotely surprising. JJ is very, very, very talented. So, gut gemacht, JJ. Du warst echt toll.
Now, looking at Ireland.
Okay, I hope it's Serbia. That's a nerve-wracking Swede.
The sixth country through to the final is Luxembourg.
Oh, good job, Luxembourg. Good job to Laura Thorne. You keep your qualification streak going.
Saturday is filling up quickly. Only 4 spots left. We would love to keep everyone
Finland,
here with this
obviously.
Oh my goodness, my hands are actually sweating so much. Mine too. And I mean, the rest of my body is sweating as well. Not that I have a terrible cheese breath, but it's not about my breath.
Okay, it'll probably be Finland. Erica looks like she knows she's gonna make it.
Also performing
She looks confident.
is
That is not even remotely surprising. Good job, Erica, but I am not surprised at all. Congrats again to Denmark for breaking your NQ streak. That is a fantastic achievement. Oh! Please be Latvia! Latvia! But it's probably got to be Australia.
the eighth finalist is
It's probably got to be Australia.
Latvia!
Oh yes! Oh fucking yes! Yes, they qualified! Oh my god, yes! They qualified! I'm so proud of them! Oh my god, yes! The weight has been lifted off my back now that they qualified. I was worried that they wouldn't, but they did. Oh my god, yes. My voting paid off. I hope... Ooh, that's interesting. Could this be a happy reveal sequence? It's probably gotta be Malta, but I'm hoping for Montenegro. Latvia qualified! Okay, Malta is not a surprise at all. I don't know if I can even be heard here. But yeah. That's actually a pretty good song, honestly. Even if sexy girl bobs aren't totally my thing, I actually rather enjoyed listening to this. So good job, Miriana. I think the last one has got to be Australia. I think it will be Australia. Or, oh my god! There's so many that I want to qualify here. Montenegro, Greece, Serbia, all of them
Will be the lucky one. Which contestant will get to join all the artists who managed to qualify in their first semi-final alongside the Big Five? Will be back on this stage on Saturday with a chance to win the Eurovision Song Contest 2025.
Okay, I'm just gonna have a flag.
The countries left are...
I think it'll be Australia. He looks nervous, honestly. Really? I mean, if Ireland qualifies, I will still be kind of salty. Woo! This is an exciting sequence. Holy fuck! I think I'd be happy with any except Ireland, and it's obviously not going to be Georgia.
You at home made this decision, and we will announce it now. The last country to compete in the grand final on Saturday is...
Is it Australia?
Greece!
Whoa, go Greece! But oh my god, did Australia really not qualify? Oh my god, that is a surprise! I was not expecting Milkshake Man to fail to qualify. Oh my god, Australian fans are gonna be fucking pissed. But I hope that Gojo, oh, poor Gojo, I hope that he is okay with it. Oh my god, that was a festival of surprises, oh my god. Serbia and there's so many countries were fucking robbed this year. But honestly, this is a strange qualifier reveal sequence, but hey, Latvia qualified, Denmark broke their streak.
Every year, there's one song whose qualification makes me scream the loudest. 2 years ago, it was Because of You from Belgium, because I absolutely love that song and never understood why some fans were opposed to it. Last year it was Doomsday Blue from Ireland because it was a daring entry that I had no idea whether it could break Ireland's unlucky streak, and then it landed at an impressive 6th place. And this year, it was of course Burman Laimi from Latvia, my 3rd favorite of the year. It is so completely and utterly my kind of song. It's full of harmonies and percussion, and I love the way their voices interact with each other. To me, it seemed like this should be a safe qualifier because the song leaves a stellar first impression. When I saw so many people predict that it wouldn't qualify, I thought they were full of shit, but I started to get worried nonetheless. So when Latvia qualified, I shared my joy with the families of the Tautumētas seated near me, including the parents that I met earlier. After the show, I even met the brother of one of the singers and congratulated him. After a long streak of non-qualifications, some deserved, some undeserved, Latvia managed to qualify 2 years in a row, and this year they qualified by a huge margin, which makes me so happy. But the happiest country on Thursday night was without a doubt Denmark. Their song Hallucination brought them to the final for the first time since 2019, and I'm super happy it qualified. I love how the song builds up from a simple synth riff at the start to a full explosion of synths in the chorus. And Sissel is such a strong singer. She gives it her all and she hits every note, but she also knows how to control her voice. I would say this is the best Danish entry since Disco Tango from 1979, which is my favorite song Denmark has ever sent to Eurovision. Now out of the qualifiers, Armenia is an interesting one. There's always a song each year that I didn't think would qualify at first, but then the singer absolutely nailed their performance, so when it qualified, I could understand why it did. When Survivor played the arena, I couldn't take my eyes off Targ and his treadmill stunts. It was a real spectacle to watch, and the TV broadcast doesn't do it justice. And you know what? His song is actually pretty cool. It's nowhere near my favorite, but makes for good casual listening. In Semifinal 2, I got 7 out of 10 qualifiers correct. That is halfway between the best score, 10, and the worst score, 4, which is fair because this semifinal felt impossible to predict. I ran into Frank after the show ended because he was in the same part of the arena as me. I probably could have seen him before the show if I was able to connect to the internet, but I simply wasn't able to. I went on another series of bus rides where I talked with fans, then I slept relatively easily for once.
This is what a tram sounds after a Eurovision semi-final.
Last year, on the day before the grand final, I felt like I was about to shit my pants all day because of the Yoast incident and the protests against Israel and the Italian televote leak. This year, on the other hand, Friday of Eurovision week felt so quiet, almost suspiciously quiet. I don't think any fan had a clue what they were in for on Saturday. By the way, here's a clip of me last year correctly predicting the top 2 of the grand final.
I think Switzerland will be the winner of Eurovision 2024. I think Croatia is second most likely to win, but I think it'll be Switzerland.
Yeah, I just wanted to brag a little. Now back to Basel 2025.
So I asked, or will ask, these questions to a few people that I met in Basel, while I only asked one so far. So I will be answering the same questions myself. How am I enjoying my time in Basel? Oh my god, it's so much fun. I'm glad that I finally get to go on a big-ass trip and enjoy Eurovision again. In a place that seems to have a safer and more positive atmosphere than Malmö last year with all the shitstorm drama and everything. I'm glad to be here and I'm lucky to have this opportunity and holy fuck. And I loved getting to be in the arena again. As for my favorite song of the year, at this moment, I've decided it's Albania. It's just beautiful in every way. It always blows me away. And who I want to win, I think / hope that it will be Bada Bada Bastu Bastu Tungana Bosna Basta. So yeah, I think I discovered the William Howard Taft seat on this tram.
You can hear in my voice that I was feeling sick that day. I wasn't sure what to do for most of Friday, so I started off by going once more to the House of Helvetia. Friday isn't a great day for contestant interviews because the ones who qualified are busy rehearsing for the final, and the ones who didn't qualify are usually on their way back home. The only contestant with an interview that day was Clement from Slovenia, but unfortunately I had to miss it. In the House of Helvetia, I was expecting to see some of the fans I met the past few days there, and I did. I told them about the Eurovision-related content that I've been making on my YouTube channel, and showed them my 8-bit cover of Genghis Khan, which the others seated near me sang along to because it's a famous song in Germany. Even a British guy named Dennis sang along to the song, and he's someone I saw a lot of the Weenie Vlogs interviews. He knows the song because he has gone back and watched every Eurovision year from the beginning. I asked Dennis if he wanted to be in my video, and he said yes, so I filmed an interview with him.
So Dennis, how are you enjoying Eurovision in Basel this year?
Absolutely loving it. So many great times meeting a lot of the fellow British fans out here. I feel like it's been a lot more social than I was in Liverpool. And I got to meet Kai yesterday, so that was brilliant.
That's pretty awesome, if you ask me. And what is your favorite song this year?
I'd say Bara Bara Bastu.
Good choice and obvious choice. And last question, who do you think is going to win this year?
I think Sweden, but I think Austria has a chance. I feel like it's either Austria's going to run away with the jury points and that'll be enough, or Kai are going to run away with the televotes and that'll be enough. But we'll see what happens on the night.
Yeah, and you definitely would prefer Bara Bara Bastu. So yeah, thanks for the little interview.
I also filmed an interview with Frank before he had to leave.
So how are you enjoying Eurovision in Basel this year?
I think it's very nice. The atmosphere is wonderful, so except from the amazing shows. It's also very nice to see people in Basel actually enjoying the city.
Yeah, it is great, isn't it?
The host. So I've talked to many people around the Eurovision square where the concerts were, and also the Eurovision street, and they're really just very happy that they're doing this and enjoying the week, even if they're not seeing the shows. So that's makes you feel really welcome.
Yeah, I know. There's always something to do, even if you don't have tickets.
Yeah.
And question number 2 of 3: what is your favorite song that's competing this year?
It was the Milkshake Man by Gojo.
Man. So that must have been a
but I
bummer.
thought it was just a really fun song.
Yeah, it is.
For the rest, I think it's very open field, so I'm not sure what's going to make it or not.
Do you have any prediction for who you think will win?
But that's always the difficulty between seeing things live and how it comes across on TV. Erika Wiekman with his comment was amazing because it was just so energetic. She blew off stage. So that was something I'd like to see win.
Yeah. You think she could win?
I think she could, but maybe just a bit too slutty.
Who else do you think could win?
Austria. It's not my favorite, but obviously very good.
Yeah. And do you think Sweden has a chance of winning?
Yeah.
Yep. All agreeable choices, I think.
Yeah.
Which one of them do you think is the most likely?
Probably Sweden, but they've had it enough. So
yeah, that's true.
Even if I don't mind Swedish Eurovision culture at all, but someone like Finland would be nice.
Yeah, that's true. I
The
think
Netherlands maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. So.
Hopefully someday.
Yeah.
So thanks. That's it.
Thank you.
After the interview, he went back to the Netherlands to watch the grand final with his friends. You can see from these fans that there were a lot of potential winners this year. There wasn't one song that was obviously going to run away with the juries, or the televote for that matter. Unfortunately, this made it possible for a certain country's government-funded ad campaigns to eat up the televote, but I'll talk more about this later. I attended a little discussion about the betting odds in the house, but then my forehead started to hurt, so I had to get some ibuprofen and go back home.
So here's what is something different. At high school, with this really cool bridge, which is on the way for me to a pharmacy where I gotta get some ibuprofen pills because I am not feeling well right now. God damn it.
Then, to pass the time, I re-listened to all the competing songs this year and made a preliminary ranking list. Then I went to Basel a bit more, and to be honest, I didn't really know what to do. Maybe Friday the Eurovision week is just like that if you aren't attending a rehearsal for the final, and if the contest isn't turning into a shit show. I remember exploring a bridge over the Rhine River early on the trip, and I thought it would be a shame if I didn't explore the river one more time, so that's what I did.
The sun is setting over the Rhine River. What a week this has been, and is still being, because we're not done yet. But we will be done soon. I am begging Bara Bara Bastu to win.
Eventually, I encountered a few Eurovision fans from Denmark and Lithuania and chatted at length with them about the contest. I showed them my video of reacting to the qualifiers in the arena, and I filmed an interview with a Danish fan I met at the river named Alexander, and I added him as a contact so that I could send him the video when it was finished. Then something crazy happened. He saw the username CookieFonster on my phone and recognized that name. It turns out he was a reader of my blog, where I reviewed every single Eurovision song in history. He told me that he likes to rewatch old Eurovision years while reading my thoughts on each song, and it's just so crazy that I encountered a fan of mine in the wild. I'm not sure which is crazier, that or encountering the parents of one of the contestants. I originally thought I had lost the interview with Alex, but it turns out that it was saved on my phone the whole time. Still, I recorded a second interview with him the next day, and that one came out a lot better, so I'll show it to you soon.
St. Jakob Park Football Stadium, where me and my mom and Holger will be watching the grand final of Eurovision 2025 in something like 12 hours.
And now we've reached the day of the grand final. To start the day, I visited the St. Jakob Park Football Stadium, which is right across the street from the St. Jakobshalle. That's because tonight at the football stadium, I would watch a public viewing of the Eurovision final with my mom and her boyfriend. The two of them were in Germany for most of the week, but last night they were at a hotel in Basel, and in the evening they would join me on my trip. On January 30th, I bought the tickets to the grand final public viewing, and they cost about 80 Swiss francs each. Not quite as pricey as my ticket to the St. Jakobshalle. I had to message my mom to transfer the other 2 tickets to her, and I did so using the Wi-Fi right outside the House of Helvetia. Then I voted in advance for the final. 4 votes each to Albania, Sweden, and Latvia, which are my top 3 favorites, and 8 patriotic votes to Germany. I walked around the street a little bit and found a crew of Dutch fans watching a TV reporter interview their country's contestant, Cloud. And yes, that's how his name is pronounced in Dutch.
Everyone knows how good Italian cuisine is like the dishes that they make. But did you know that Italy also makes the best orange soda that I've ever tasted? It's true, this shit is delicious. And Italy also makes the best ice cream, but that's an aside. Bet this drink will be even more delicious when I'm not sick.
After that, I met Alex from Denmark in the same building and filmed my second interview with him.
First question, how have you been enjoying Eurovision in Basel this year?
It's been such an amazing experience. I was already sure it would be an amazing experience. You know, interacting with fans from everywhere around the world, and you know, just some basic questions and interactions about the experience, like who's your favorite song, and maybe and also talking a bit about your country and where you're from, and yeah, all these small things that makes it memorable. And then to me, to see my country qualifying in the arena as well for the first time in 6 years, that's just a huge bonus.
I was just about to ask how you reacted the moment your country qualified.
I wish someone had filmed me, because I was like, we were sitting in the on the side, like on the quite at the back of the arena, like in the corner, where there was enough people, but not too much noise. So when Denmark qualified, I just jumped up and instinctively
oh my god,
shouted.
Oh my god, I wish I could see that, but I can imagine.
I wish someone had recorded it, to be honest.
So then, who was your favorite of the year and why?
Before the show, my favorite was the Ukrainian entry. It's the entry I'm still very fond of, but I must say the Finnish performance has overwhelmed me in the last few days, especially after the semi-final performance. I just admire the way Erika turns such a bombastic entry into a one-woman show, when usually this entry would have dancers and others on the stage, but she just handles it all on her own, and I admire that so much.
Yeah, she did it awesome. She did a perfect performance. Huge crowd.
Did, and the song was already catchy, but it's just been amplified on the stage.
All right, and final question: who do you think will win tonight?
I actually think Finland will do it. I genuinely think Finland will do it.
Yesterday you said it would be Sweden.
Well, that says how unpredictable I find the year. I can genuinely see I can see a scenario for both Finland, Sweden, Austria, but in this moment in time, I genuinely see the momentum for Finland turning.
Interesting take. Well, we'll see soon if you're right.
We will.
And part of me hopes that it will be like a country that hasn't won so much.
Well, they haven't won in 19 years, so that would be a great opportunity for me to visit Finland for the first time.
Oh yeah. Thank you. That's everything.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I hung out with Alexander outside the House of Helvetia a bit more, and we heard a brass band playing a familiar song. It was a real treat, so I'll show it in full. Later on, the band played a fabulous medley of Bruno Mars songs. I uploaded the medley in full to my second channel. Not long after, the two of us took a tram and went in line to the St. Jakob Park Stadium.
On my way to St. Jakob Park, which is actually St. Jakobshalle, for the viewing of the grand final. Look at all these fans and flags. I hope the exuberant German flags are a good sign for my country's entry.
We both had tickets to the final public viewing, but we were in different parts of the arena. Waiting in line to the final was even crazier than for the semifinals. It was a blur of excitement for the most part, but I do remember meeting a fan from Malta who could speak German and talking with a Dutch guy who went to Eurovision last year about the, incidents. He was one of the people who booed Martin Österdahl in response to Joost getting disqualified. When I arrived at my seat, I watched performances from several past Eurovision contestants and Swiss musicians such as Kate Ryan, Luca Heni, Baby Lasagna, and DJ Antoine. My mom and Holger arrived after about an hour. I didn't have a Eurovision shirt with me for the final, but luckily my mom got me this one. And a pastry that she didn't finish. My mom used to watch Eurovision each year as a kid, and she remembers when Nicole won for Germany in 1982, but she stopped watching when she moved to the US. She started watching it again in 2024 because I attended the contest. She's nowhere near as obsessed as I am, but she's happy to watch it with me or with her German friends.
28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Eurovision Song Contest. Let's go! I think you will hate this one.
I will hate it.
I mean, it's a very Cedric song, is the thing.
If you're wondering which songs got the biggest cheers from the arena, Tommy Cash and Kai both got a huge response, and so did Melody from Spain, but I suspect that came mainly from Spanish fans. Germany's song got the whole arena dancing as well. But the biggest cheers were for the home team, for Zoe May from Switzerland. The entire audience got out their phones and turned on their flashlights and waved them to the song. Voyage was one of my mom's favorites that night. Aside from the actual competing songs, the crowd also went wild at one of the interval acts. The runners-up of the past 2 years, Karia and Baby Lasagna, sang a song in 3 languages called Eurodad, and it was glorious. Karia has made so many collabs with other Eurovision artists, and I wonder who it'll be next. I think he should do a song together with Vibe from Iceland, because their musical styles would go so well together. I won't include my reactions to the entire jury voting, but here are a few highlights.
From Ukraine, go!
Oh my god! We got 12 points! Wir haben 12 Punkte bekommen! Vielen Dank, Jakuju, Ukraine! Well, that's nice. Be a good neighbor, Austria. Be a good neighbor. Give 12 points to Germany. Oh no! Oh, Finland! Oh my god! Well, Germany's doing medium in the jury. Oh, La France! Are they gonna get Germany points? The crowd is cheering for Switzerland, obviously. Well, she deserves a lot of jury points. The UK, I ain't so sure. Wow! Well, nice that they got 12 from someone from a country that I wouldn't have expected them to. Nice. Latvia's pretty good at the juries, actually. Nice! Hey, 5 points to Germany. Not bad. For once, I actually care about how much our song does, our country does.
The results from the quick jury. Our 12 points go to France.
Ah!
France, 12 points. La France, 12 points. Now, I am truly honored to announce the 12 points from jury in Czechia. And they go to Germany.
Oh, wow! Thank you, Czech Republic. Nice, 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 nice. Oh my god, we might be pretty well.
And we're checking in with someone who we actually just saw 2 days ago, Sylvester Belgium, Lithuania. Nice to see you again.
Or Latvia, because they're neighbors. Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
I told you, Mom. I told you.
Latvia! 12 points!
Nice. I love how high they are in the jury. They've surpassed 100.
Iceland, and their two-time
The juries do not like Iceland.
Sierra is waiting for us. Good evening.
Here are the votes from the Icelandic jury. The 12 points goes to Sona.
Finally, 12 points to Sweden. Not enough of those here. Damn it, juries.
It was hard to follow along with the jury voting sequence, but on the night, I was more invested in how well Germany would do than who would win. 77 was a pretty good jury score because this was such an incredibly competitive year, and I felt that Germany would get at least a medium televote score, which is all I really wanted. It drew in a much bigger crowd than quite a few entries that qualified, such as Deslocado from Portugal or La Poupée Monte le Son from Luxembourg. Both of those are good songs, I just felt they weren't popular enough to get a good televote. Was I right about that? You will see soon enough. I was very disappointed that the juries didn't give more points to Sweden, because I knew 126 jury points wouldn't be enough to win. So after the jury voting sequence, I had a gut feeling that Austria would get a reasonably good televote and win the whole show. I wasn't really happy about that because I don't like opera, but at least it meant that an Austrian victory wouldn't surprise me. And now for the televote points. Prepare for a bunch of cussing.
Okay, listeners. From the public, you have received 33 points.
Not bad. Germany's probably going to get more than that. 13th in the juries is not bad. 77 points. This is my favorite part. Yeah, not surprised they didn't get a lot. It got a lot of votes in the semis, but not surprisingly not in the final. Wow! Oh my god! Let's hope Germany can achieve even more than that. The diaspora came through. Not bad. Well, good job, Norway. I'm not expecting a lot for Lux. Yeah, not a lot, as expected. San Marino could be the last place here. UK got 88 from the juries? How? I feel like this has got to be disappointing. Oh my god. I totally expected this. Ich wusste, dass Spanien nicht viele Punkte kriegen wird. 62, not bad, Lithuania. Spanische Fans sind enttäuscht. Austria's going to win, damn it. Unless Sweden gets a really good televote score. Yeah, not surprised they didn't get much. Germany is not far away. We're gonna be no lower than 16th place. Well, we could be as low as. Yeah, we could be as low 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We won't be lower than 20th place. Not bad. We will be in the top 20 most likely. Oh shit! That's you? Oh shit! Well, still good job at qualifying, Denmark. Albania, please get a lot of points. You deserve better than the shit deal that you get. Not bad, Albania! That is a very respectable result. Israel, Ukraine, and Germany. I wonder how much Israel's gonna get. San Marino last. Whoa! Are they gonna win? Holy shit! Well, I will admit she's a real good team. Germany will be no lower than 19. Not bad! I mean, it's Ukraine, they always do well. Albania's very high now. Germany, let's go! Please give us points. We need the points. Wir brauchen die Punkte. There's Stefan Raab. Wie viele Punkte kriegen wir? Not bad. I mean, I'm happy enough with that. We'll be no lower than 1, 2. We could barely be on the. Is that more points than Isaac got? Yeah, we'll be like in the middle. Not bad. We got a respectable enough result. 8 points? Oh my fucking god! 1, 2, 3, 10. We'll be no lower than 16th place. Finland should get a lot, and the UK will get like none. Don't tell me. That's a little less than I'd hoped for. I'd rather have Austria win than Israel, honestly. Not a lot. I knew it! I knew it! Holy shit! Holy shit! I mean, I'm not surprised by the 0. I'm surprised by the jury point. 0 2 years in a row. I didn't think it would get so many jury points. Oh shit, Estonia's gonna do stupidly well. Damn it. I don't like that song. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god, that is so unfair. Ooh! I hope she gets a respectable amount. Wow! Good job, Greece! Wow! Ooh. Not bad. Ooh, they just surpassed us. So Germany's gonna be 14th or 15th then, which is, I'm okay enough with that. I didn't want an embarrassingly bad result. I'm not asking for too much.
Yeah.
What? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? That is too low. What the fuck? I know I'm... How did Sweden not get more? Honestly, I think it would cause too much drama for Israel to win, though I'm praying that they don't. Not bad. Germany 15th. Was hoping for a little better, but yeah. Yeah, 15th. Not the best result, but I'm okay enough with it. Enough for me. Well, it's not too much better than Isaac, so Germany could try something like this again.
This is the moment. Now we'll focus on the top 13 on the scoreboard. Yes, and now Italy. We don't want to keep you waiting on shore.
Latvia on the left side, that makes me happy. Wow. Well, that's not enough to surpass Israel. Austria's probably gonna win. Israel will be second place, probably. Second? Estonia third! What the fuck? Yeah, I wasn't expecting that impressive of a result. Austria's gonna surpass Israel and win, I think. I can't believe I actually want Austria to win. I guess.
Okay, on top we have Israel representing one. But Austria and Switzerland have yet to receive their
Austria will get a lot, I know it.
and these three countries can be the winner tonight for the trophy. Okay, let's do this. Next up, Switzerland.
Estonia third place? That is too high. What the fuck? What the hell just happened? No one wanted them to win again. Austria's gonna win, I guess. What the fuck are these results?
You are currently in the lead with 357 points.
I want Austria to win, I guess, because Israel will just be drama. How?
Austria, you can still win. If the audience is able to make at least 100 points, the night is yours. Austria, from the audience, you have received
Okay. Well. I'm not really happy about the winner or any of these results, but
The final results of Eurovision 2025, they piss me off so much. Well, it's mostly the songs on top that piss me off. As much as I love Tutta l'Italia from San Marino, I'm actually kinda glad it was on the bottom, because it's basically a joke entry and not a song with a serious fan following. Though, I was hoping it could be San Marino's best result. In Germany's 15th place, I'm okay enough with that. I just wanted Germany to get at least a medium good result, and that's what we got. I'm proud of the song my country sent to Eurovision this year, and I'm happy that Abor and Tuna have developed such a big fan base. There are some fans who insist Germany deserved much better than 15th place, and that just makes me even more proud. I hope this means Germany will send songs in German more often now. Let's move up to the top 5. Italy in 5th place is understandable, because even though their male ballads aren't my cup of tea, Volevo essere un duro is Italian quality. I appreciate the retro sound, and I like that it includes a harmonica solo played into the microphone, because normally modern Eurovision prohibits live instruments on stage. Italy got permission to include a live instrument on stage, which is impressive if you ask me. I wonder if we'll get more live instruments again in future contests. Now Sweden, with Bara Bara Bastu, landed in 4th place. That would ordinarily be a great result, but to me, it feels like a cruel joke, because none of the top 3 deserve to score as well as they did. I feel so betrayed that the televoters gave more points to Estonia than to Sweden. Tell me, in what universe is Espresso Macchiato a better song than Bara Bara Bastu? To me, it's a completely annoying joke entry that didn't deserve so many jury points either. Maybe the problem is that Sweden sent an actual song, so the televoters didn't find that funny enough. Now for the song that got 2nd place. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Israel should be banned from Eurovision until the war in Gaza ends, and after the war ends, they should only be let back in if they stop doing ad campaigns funded by their government. The EBU likes to emphasize that Eurovision is a contest between broadcasters and not governments, so it isn't right that they're letting the Israeli government fund these campaigns. They did it both this year and last year, and the ads had the contestant ask viewers in every single participating country, each in their own national language, to give all 20 of their votes to Hurricane or New Day Will Rise respectively. These ad campaigns give Israel an unfair advantage in the contest. They lead to huge televoting results which do not match the song's popularity among fans and prevent the actual fan-favorite songs from getting the results they deserve. And then Israeli politicians claim that those results are proof that most Europeans support their side in the war, which is total "it's all about me" mentality. This is despite the countless protests against their participation last year. This year, there weren't any protests in Basel that I was aware of, but there were still many fans and former contestants vocally against them participating. Also note that Ukraine got a much bigger televote result in the first year of their war without doing any ad campaigns. In fact, their winning song Stefania got the largest televote result in Eurovision history. Those points came from natural support, and then in the following years, the votes for Ukraine aren't quite as enormous, but they still get good results because fans enjoy their songs. Look, I really, truly want the war in Gaza to end soon. And I really want Israelis and Palestinians to be able to live together in peace. I hope you don't doubt that for a second. But this does not mean Israel should be allowed to exploit Eurovision and make the contest less fun for everyone else. It's supposed to be the Eurovision Song Contest, not the How Popular is Israel This Year contest. And if Ukraine kept getting results this huge every year, people would be pissed too, because it's not the How Much Do We Support Ukraine contest either. Frankly, ever since the war in Gaza began, I knew that Israel participating would cause a shit show, and I quietly hoped that they would just skip the contest. But I did not think that it would give them such a big risk of winning the contest during the war. That would cause a shit show bigger than any in Eurovision history, bigger than even the Yoast incident, both for the fans and for those organizing the contest. I don't know if Eurovision would even survive such a shitstorm. I know that Ukraine won the contest in the first year of the war, and some fans didn't like that they did, but Ukraine's victory didn't harm the contest or its image in any way because their votes were natural support to a country in crisis. Israel winning during their war would be different because their government is clearly exploiting the contest to make themselves look good. And I didn't even mention the right-wing politicians pushing people on Twitter to vote for Israel because they hate everything Eurovision stands for and want to see it destroyed. I do not think it's likely that Israel will be banned from Eurovision 2026, but it's looking likely that the EBU will rework the system of televoting in some way so it's not quite as easy for countries to abuse it. Personally, I think that televoting should be changed so that viewers give 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 votes respectively to their top 5 favorites, and that every online vote must be connected to a phone number and a credit card. That means every voter would contribute the same amount of weight to the televote, and it would make it harder for viewers to spam vote. I really hope that if Israel isn't banned, the EBU will do something about their spam voting. And now, let's talk about the winner. I congratulate JJ from Austria for his victory, and I'm very happy for the Austrian fans. But to me, it's really disappointing that their song Wasted Love won. It was very obviously designed to tick every box for the juries to like it, and to get a good enough televote score to take the prize. It feels like if you compose a cinematic song and find someone who can do vocal stunts, you'll automatically win Eurovision. JJ is an incredible singer, I will never deny that. But once I got past that, I realized I find his song annoying as hell. I just do not like opera at all, especially when the voice gets really high. And I feel the song relies entirely on his vocal stunts. I'm as happy as anyone else that Israel didn't win in the end, but this shouldn't have won either. And all this is why in my heart, Bada Bada Bastu is the real winner of Eurovision 2025. This song is truly the best of both worlds because it's comedic and memorable, but it's also an amazing song beneath the jokes. It's impossibly catchy and fun, and it's a true joy to listen to. I know all the lyrics by heart and I bop along like crazy whenever I listen to it. While Wasted Love feels like it was engineered to win, this song organically became a fan favorite, a lot like Cha 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 or Rim Tin Tagi Dim did, and I really wish that its fan following could have translated into victory. But so long as Israel are eating up the televote points with their ad campaigns, I feel like either the juries will have their way each year or Israel will win. Now there is one entry this year that I love even more than Bada Bada Bastu, and that's Zjerm from Albania. You see, Sweden's song is amazing in every way, whereas Zjerm is not only amazing in every way, but also sometimes makes you want to cry because it's just that beautiful. Škodra Elektronika are absolute geniuses, and every single song of theirs that I have heard blew my mind. I wish their Eurovision song could have scored in the top 5, but I'm happy enough with 8th place, because the juries don't tend to appreciate ethnic entries, and the televoters save them. Alright, I'll try to stay positive for the rest of this video. It's a shame that the results this year sucked so bad, but that doesn't change that I had a delightful time at Eurovision 2025, nor does it change that the year had an absolutely amazing lineup of songs. There's a few good ones I didn't mention earlier, like Norway's catchy boy bop, or Lithuania's emotional rock song, or the bilingual Stromae-inspired song from the Netherlands. Every entry this year, no matter how unpopular, has someone who absolutely loves it, and that's something I love about Eurovision. For instance, I met a Swiss girl who absolutely loves Poison Cake from Croatia, which didn't reach the final, and got a hug from Marco Bosniak when she told him that. My mom loves the French language, so she was a big fan of both ballads in French, Voyage from Switzerland and Maman from France, as well as Malta's song, which really surprised me. And many people do love espresso macchiato, I'm just not one of them. After the grand final ended, I wasn't quite done yet. Holger made a Wi-Fi hotspot for me, and I got like 10 messages on my phone about the Eurovision final, some from people I met in Basel, some who I met last year in Malmö, some who still haven't been to Eurovision. I let off some steam on my phone about the results, saw a bunch of pictures from friends who watched Eurovision, and then I knew I would be staying up extremely late tonight. My mom, Holger, and I rode a tram to a stop near the border in France, and on the ride we encountered a group of Irish fans that my mom had previously met at a restaurant. They told me that their country is obsessed with Eurovision. One of the Irish fans talked about Finland's song Ich komme, and said that song was the birth of a European superstar. I think he's absolutely right. Erika Wigman is a force of nature and puts on a mind-blowing show on her own. He also said he was proud that Sweden didn't win this year because it means they're still tied with Ireland for the most Eurovision wins. You see, the Irish fans are very proud of all their Eurovision victories and that they not only won but also hosted the contest 3 years in a row. You know what? I'm gonna give some quick thoughts on all the entries I didn't previously discuss so no country is left out. What the hell just happened from the UK? I want to like that song, but it's just too all over the place. And sorry to anyone who likes Like a Party from Ireland, but I find the song obnoxious and it's my last place of the year. Freedom from Georgia is a dissonant mess, and Run With You from Azerbaijan is pleasant to listen to, but doesn't grip me. We stepped out of the tram and I did something cool. I crossed a border between countries by foot for the first time.
There's the sign that says France. Auf Wiedersehen, die Schweiz. And bonjour la France. Bonsoir la France. Oui, oui, oui.
Then my mom drove me to my Airbnb, where I spent way too long at the computer discussing what the hell just happened. As in, what just happened in Eurovision, not the song. The good thing is, the results this year pissed me off so much that they prevented me from having post-Eurovision depression. It was clear from the results that something needs to change in Eurovision, but you already heard my rant.
I will also say, thank goodness that I'm the reasonably mature age of 26 years old, because if these results happened when I was younger, I would have had a fucking mental breakdown.
I stayed up until 3:30 in the morning, then somehow I woke up at 7. It's as I said earlier, who needs sleep when you go to Eurovision? I did get plenty of sleep the next 2 days when we drove a few hours to Germany to visit my grandma. The last time I visited her was 2 years ago in a trip that I also did a video about. Here's a little montage of us hanging out together and some food that we ate. When I wasn't spending time with family, I was on my laptop writing my review of Eurovision 2025 because I had so many thoughts to get off my chest. I had dinner with a few of my mom's other friends, then on Tuesday, May 20th, it was time to go back home.
Journey is almost over, my trip. I'm at the Stuttgart airport, and my next destination is gate 310. This may be a little while away. Oh, not at all. This sign says 310 to 316. Sweet.
For one last Euro drink, I had this rich tasting soda at the Stuttgart airport. It tasted almost like a hard lemonade, but without the alcohol. I transferred in Amsterdam and then in Detroit, and I passed the time in my flights by working on my blog. Then I went to the Columbus airport and played on piano the song that should have won.
And so I'm about to step out of the Columbus airport. Thus, my journey to Eurovision 2025 ends right now.
My god, it feels good to be done with this video. If you watched the whole thing up to this point, then thank you so much for watching. I started making this video on May 31st and finished it just over a month later. It's not quite the longest video on my channel. That will be a compilation of someone else's mashups that all involve Maroon 5. I knew this would be a big video, but I was not expecting it to be over 2 hours long. I absolutely love my time in Eurovision 2025, and if you're a fan of the contest who has never been to Eurovision, I highly recommend that you go at least once. Hopefully this video has convinced you. It is just such an incredible joy to be in a crowd of people who all share an obsession with me, and I'm lucky to have had these opportunities. I really hope that I can go to the next Eurovision in Austria, but I need a new full-time job first. Oh, and I played one more song on the piano when I arrived at the airport. Here it is.